Alright, so this is what we're doing. We got the closest spot we could find to get over there. We're gonna walk about 2 blocks this way, and then set it up. So this is our first motor, the pan, which Cinetics Axis-360. This is their older model, but still works, and I rock it. So we'll attach this on. The second axis is right here. This is the tilt axis. This one will go up here just like this. And I want to kind of balance that weight. The camera is going to be on this side. And I might have to throw an ND filter on here in a second. We'll find out. Sony a6000 with the Rokinon f2 12mm. In this case, I'm gonna throw just a slight ND filter on there. See how this gets darker. I'm gonna get it a little lighter. Just want a little sunglasses for my camera here. Alright, so flipping on these two motion controllers. I'd set it up from earlier, so 480 shots, 10 seconds each, 80 minutes. And it moves just like this, so. Or this is a thing that all good photographers do. You set your focus. Alright, so I'll go ahead and get in my time-lapse application here. Alright, get a little bit more height on it. Does that look even?
Looks even. Look even? Does it look even?
Yeah. Since we got the sun in the location it is, we're gonna do something that I do, in the moment. Instead of start here, we're gonna start here. So we'll set our start point. It'll be equally as dynamic. So there's my end point. We'll go back to start. And look, that sun just got me right off the edge. So I'm gonna come back and we'll start it right here, right now. So all the engines are going. We got the sun just right into looking over that frame. It's just right in frame. So every 10 seconds is what we're looking at here. I can do my math real quick, I wanted to start at 7:30, which is 7:31 right now. Sunset, I think, was 8:14 was the exact time. And the sun should go behind this and then through those glass windows. Ask him what he thinks about the whole thing. I mean, he's almost in frame.
I don't want to be armored here.
No, dude, you're in the way.
No, don't stand right there. Back up. We decided to do some last minute changes. What do you think about that?
They had to be done. He's doing a thing. We'll see how it turns out.
Alright, and then now we got stories of times that we've been through. So we'll go ahead and open LR time-lapse here. This blue line is the original exposure as it was shot. This is the corrected exposure that I've added. It was already edited. And then this red line is the deflicker adjustments. I shot this using the sunset mode in my time-lapse application on my camera. And basically what that does is it changes your shutter speed over time. You can see it started with 125 over here, and then eventually got pretty much out of control and ended at 8 to 10 seconds. The original plan was to start with this shot right here, the ending shot, and then eventually go back and finish at night with some long exposure of car trails. But I changed the location because of the sun. You can see it where it is right here, and then I knew it looked pretty cool if it went through those windows, in which it did right there. But there are a few other adjustments that you can see in this line. This is where I was changing the variable ND filter that I put on there, and you can see some flicker just right in that section. And then the last big jump right here is this aperture that I changed from 5.6 to 3.5, and that's a huge jump. I was a little concerned about that one, but it was showing me 8 second long exposure, and I knew that was really not. It was out of my comfort range for shooting this stuff. But let's go ahead and check it out. It's going to be a little jumpy because I'm screen recording here. But the sky was really exposing and got this really dark here. And then we'll see the ND adjustments right here. There'll probably be a little flicker going on. You can see it got dark, got bright. And then there's that last one right there, the big aperture change. So in order to control these jumps in exposure, we're going to have to create keyframes along the way. So I'll turn this back on and look at our exposure line. So I created 10 keyframes. You can see these little blue items here. And that's where I chose what image to edit, and Lightroom, LR Time-lapse will create these changes between these keyframes. So when I go here and load my visual previews, you will start to see what the labs turned out to look like. And this is my adjusted exposure line. You'll start to see it's still wavy, but a little more level. So we'll wait for this to go ahead and load. Okay, so that's loaded, and you can still see that my exposure line has some jump right here, although it's a lot better than what it was, and you can actually see inside the building. And then you also see that the top of the building's in frame. It wasn't before. That's because the raw image, once you bring it into Lightroom, you can really extend it and get the full frame. So the ND filter jump here, pretty much unnoticeable. In fact, it goes up a little bit. And again, I've edited this already, so I added the deflicker, which is this red line here, and it adjusts for those small changes. So the final export looks exactly like this. I took the sequence into Premiere and added some creative adjustments to finish it off. Thanks for checking out episode 1 of Behind the Frame. We're always looking for creative and experimental photographers to be featured in the upcoming episodes, so reach out to us. Thanks for checking it out.